call me fuego. 93 like me, fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she know way home. Better feel life on the day.
You know what? I'm sure we will, Martin. This is going to be a phenomenal game, and I think the desk highlighted it perfectly. VP come out of the gates, and they normally look absolutely mental in game one. I think we've all seen it, and you can't really deny it. So my eyes go straight towards them. Is this going to be another, welcome to the lobby, boys? But Rich, they're not alone anymore. We saw Heroic, forever the bridesmaids, finally becoming the bride, right? They finally got across the line. Who's got it this time?
They did, and they started to really pick things up and really rank things up the further we went throughout this tournament. But the problem is that the money was already done. For VP, you could question it, is the job already done? The desk highlighted it absolutely spot on, and it's something that we have to monitor as commentators going throughout this. This weekend, VP has to earn 0 money in order to fail off that top spot. The next people behind them, after alt, 20 grand, in with a shot. Heroic, in with a shot. Na'Vi, Redline. There's a few teams here that are still well and truly within a shot, but you're essentially looking for VP to earn zilch. And everyone's going to have their eyes on the prize. Everyone's going to be painting a target on their back. Yeah, it's certainly an interesting one. It's got a few little twists and turns that we can discuss as we go further throughout this competition, but certainly with Heroic really stacking up last week and getting up there within the top 3.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but we have seen some mad plays out of this position alone. Yeah, and VP will send for this. It's a high-value area, a big priority for it. Now, I don't know how aware they are of the opponents, but they definitely know someone's nearby, but Batunas does not care. He has accuracy, and he is just pushing the hell out of this. All players in. There is no holding back. They've seen a target that's worth taking. Look at their voice on the line for the pre-fire in the corner. Lou outdoes him! BNR, not a hope in hell.
Yeah, that's kind of scary to be able to pressure that corner like that and over-peak it. He should have had the height advantage, even to the point where he could lean into it and just not be seen whatsoever. Now they need to be careful not to get caught off guard, not to overstay their welcome. Perfectix has gone down. Dubai will try and ruin the day with the molly, and I would assume one burns away. He knows he's got nothing else left to do, and the worry, okay, that's a third party from Exhalation in the distance. That's now become good. He's baited it. He attempted to bait the med to drag them in. Losing one player, it's never going to be great. But the position that they're in when we look in the bigger picture, it's absolutely spot on.
I mean, we have to discuss, right? Batulins, I will always say, I think is one of the maybe newer wave great IGLs. BBL instantly diverted course, headed away from that and gone up the hill. So interesting to see this happening. Everyone on that mad land grab towards the kind of eastern side near power grid. But here's the spray out from DA. VOD, they're going to connect a few, but not enough to get the knock. Everyone's on the way. VP going to go on the southern swing, bring themselves around by power grid. If they can make it that far, Luke cannot. VOD's got him, and now a quick heal might get him back to fighting form. But VP in trouble now. They were really hoping on that northern stick, but hey, it's the way the circle goes.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate losing 2 players so far during this lobby. They could be the second team going out with this one. Base Clan have done something really clever, and they're opposite 2 positions. Perpendicular to one another, be able to hold this road. However, Merc from the distance does come in. Itzy will fall. I'm actually a big fan of this because so many times you'll see teams just fully sending and committing to that course. Jixu. It's actually not him, it's SMB. So another team's helping them out inadvertently here. There's 3 teams pulled up on it. All the way from up high, BBL is laying waste. Ents are stuck in the thick of it. 3 teams all fighting out on very, very barren landscape. And eyes on the prize from across the road. Marco, he was the one to try and stabilize this and hold them at bay. Ents, this is looking rather rough, and all of a sudden Liquid's chiming onto the action. They want to pick up some points as well.
This is mayhem over here. Everyone sent for it. 3 teams, you could argue 4. FaZe in the 2-2. I think they're trying to get the res up as well. I think they'll be fine on that. SMB have stabilized. Yes, the smoke's keeping them safe. BBL on the hillside team, Liquid. Keep in mind, Liquid aren't getting directly involved, but they're close enough by. Liquid are in a very good spot here, and they've had some real dog water games. I mean, they've been in the bin a fair few times, right? But they've got all 4 standing. Everyone's still in. Because we've seen a few, they've had internet issues, they've had to have coaches in, and it's not necessarily even their fault, some of these problems. They've been hot dropped, they've had a brutal tournament. If they come out with a big start, that's huge for Liquid. That's a way to get that confidence right back up on its peak. Now, 5 had that interesting 2-2 split, Now, looking towards the north, we do see them slowly working in. Now, Na'Vi, if they spot this, which Alia might, Alia's in a really tricksy spot. Look at him. Right on top of the hillside, just taking in the landscape, taking in the view. 4 times ready to go. Pretty strong at this point as well. Ice still towards VP2. Keep that in mind. Southern swing. They'll be coming in maybe towards the fields. The red line. There's the spots. And it's Quizzy to get it. And the circle. Northeast slightly.
Okay. We get this slight adjustment. Power grid still on the back of it, so that gives DA places to be able to play front. You can have Exhalation, you can have Mutiny all up there as well. That'll be mutual destruction between those two teams once they do fall into this. FaZe still all the way up against it. The 2-2 split, it's not going to be the one that they absolutely wanted. Liquid, ready, willing, and able for teams to be able to come from the pull-up. We'll see 5 arrive and take a few frags by doing so also. Example, finish off the one of Dex in the back. AA, after all, also another team that has to cross the road here, probably looking towards Liquid's compound for any signs of damage that they can maybe pull up on. If it's in a weakened position, then maybe they go for it. Alia onto Physics, so it does slow down 5's rotation. It could also, maybe now, if he tells the rest of Na'Vi about this, then there is a potential play to be able to move on to that position and just jump on them while they're down.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we'll see. Oh, okay. There's the pull-up. And yeah, they're going to kind of use this as a springboard across. I guess they're not going to fully kind of go for that, but, you know, it's kind of a gateway forward. Naz, Rudy, they've made a little bit of room for themselves here. I don't think Melman... Oh, he can now. Okay, he couldn't see the player behind, but as soon as they came in front of that little lip of that hillside, instantly spotted. Did he see Rudy then? I'm still not sure. Naz is the only one spotted out of this squad.
And all this is off the back of Alia just telling them all what's going on. Uber coming in and stepping in warns Na'Vi they can't overstep the boundaries too much. Naz is confirmed by the molly. The boys run straight into a bloody nade. It's right behind him. Physics goes down. Vasku out to the blue. That's rather unfortunate. It must have been shot while firing up against it because now they have to fight up against Mutiny. Mako down. So all the top teams at the moment, Lauren, all looking a little bit worse for wear. Bogati, the next one to fall down. Alia finally has been silenced, but really for how long? Rip9 finding AA on the doorstep. Trying to keep it clear, trying to keep it clean. Mert, Rustamar, that's the BBLN smite that was going down earlier on just within that ditch. It does continue. It looks like Nuki came across to try and scout it because they're outside of it. Big old nade from Diggory, though, to try and shut this one down. FaZe also moving in the back lines.
Yeah, FaZe lingering on that hillside. You can see them chomping at the bit. They are down to 3, but got to do something to clear the path ahead. They've got so many teams in their way. VP holding the line, and Spyro's the one to find it. That's going to be Nailab gone. This is going to be Redline trying to move in through that very open field. By all rights, that is something that's going to be very tricky at this point. T-Bone still trying to find his way up this hillside. Quick little underhand nade. The man's ready to go. Always love hearing from T-Bone. Lovely little piece at the start of the day. And a nade to follow. Oh, he's done for. Beam, he's got him. That could flush as well. Next nade. Didn't actually get him, but still, he will bleed out. No matter which way you want to cut this. VP down to the final 2 that they have standing, being crashed into by Redline, moving themselves up as desperation. And there goes VP. The trend, the curse, whichever way you want to look at it, is now broken.
Goes up onto Ivers. Clearly seeing signs of life within this. Wants to try and shut it down as quickly as possible. QB Hillside should be able to get a read in IC as well. It's all about the timing, though, and all about the manpower that's within that. FaZe should outgun them rather easily. Granula down, beam it back into it, but Heroic, this circle, it has shifted all the way to the east, and everyone has to kind of run this way. Liquid sitting and chilling in a very, very big and strong compound at the moment. FaZe Clan making some sort of a pressure push. Good quick check-in from Fex as well. Make sure he keeps a track of that hill line, because eventually the ridge will expose them. We got stuff going down. This could be a response from Redline. They might realize that they're actually hurt. Even they've been cycled, but what an absolute response from Fex to try and deny it. And now he will lay down and just wait unless the perfect placement of the nade ends QB's life. It does a fair bit of damage, but Marco's there to end them. They should be able to get the revive on Gustav, but they still have to be quick.
Bloody hell, Fex is good, isn't he? He's proper good at this game. Now, 80's going to see Mutiny coming their way. Now, Leosh, I think Danimon going to be driving by, so they're going to be called out. Now, keep in mind, Fex is pretty preoccupied trying to get that res. Good flash, great peek. 80's going to spot one. Needs to be careful. He's got further pressure, further danger. Nade comes out. He's going to push this. Good flash again. Yeah, get it done. Great work, 80. Looks for another, though. Can he find it? Yes, he can. Shut down FaZe. Send Mutiny back home. Perfect play from 80 right there. That was gorgeous work.
It's a solid denial. It absolutely is. 8C just disconnects himself from the rest of the team and anchor points it. Denies Mutiny any entry point whatsoever, but now T-Bone. Fight of his life, understanding the lay of the land that he will have members of DA directly in front of him. BB still alive, remember, first one goes down bad. Has to be quick on this because they will all now push. 1-2, thank you. The response is there. We anticipate it to be. Exhalation, though, come in. They steal the kill. Hence and BBL. The battle of that little hillside, it's been continuous. BBL's lines of sight that they're provided by the hillside, they've just been laying waste to every single team. Few knocks here, few knocks there. And hence, well, this could be between a rock and a hard place. One good place. Nade will spell disaster. Marco's there. He wants to put this one to rest. Mert follows up and Digger is down.
Okay, big picture here. It's got to be Liquid, right? But SMB have got a good spot. They have got a good spot. I don't want to discredit them. They're out in the open, right? They don't have the hard cover that Liquid has. Let's see where the circle goes, though. That could be pretty defining. I guess it's a little more SMB than it is Liquid, but again, hard cover. And all these kind of dribs and drabs of teams, these three players going to be working towards SMB more than they are Liquid. That little bowl, it might be tricky to play out if they don't have a great deal of utility for Liquid, but that's a problem for later. Because right now, there's probably about 5 teams that are going to try and play the edge of this new circle, and they cannot facilitate everyone. FaZe playing the long con here. See if they can force another fight. The third party potential, always strong, and so are the nades. Good work from that. Good flash as well. Pixel has no idea what's going on. Absolutely out of it. SMB. The first challenger who made it close by is DA, and so far they've been dealt with well. But look in the distance. Jeemzz and mxey have made the move to the foot of the hill, but was the timing right? SMB have seen this. They've definitely noted something's up. They've either heard Na'Vi shooting or they've been given an indicator that something's happening. Look at Apocalypse. His attention is very much drawn towards Jeemzz, drawn towards mxey, and there's Jeemzz on this one. Now Na'Vi at the same time making the push up. Lazar, AK locked, loaded, but he's dead and gone. It doesn't matter. Beautiful shot from Quizion towards the hill, but at this point Liquid are mopping everyone up.
Yeah, this is the time to capitalize on that knock. They understand what's happened. They realize where Navi's position is. It's noted, and people are just dropping left, right, and center. Meanwhile, Liquid is just back-building all of this. With 4 players still standing, they will just keep putting points on the board in terms of bodies on the floor. He's outside of the blue. Does he realize? He might just be giving a up for the greater good, to be fair. Nothing else really he can do about that, so he denies it. Jeemzz goes down, small trade-off. A little bit of a duck, but nothing really to worry about on that side of it. DeBoom then steps in. His vision is denied. Jeemzz can be revived. Final buggy comes away from the compound. They know they have to pull on this one. This is going to be an interesting fight. SMB, what damage can you do to Liquid in order to try and elevate Exhalation's position within this? They have more map. They have more ground. And it forces Lazar to try and heal up. He will be able to stabilize, and so will Rip9 as well. But really, they're just holding down for dear life, but they have to always be careful. For every single time one player goes down, Exhalation gets a little bit closer. Solid nade, flashbang over, mop them up and done. Now the fight will continue. They have to push on. This will be quick. It has to be clean. Jeemzz dead, gone. Advantage well and truly with Exhalation here in terms of manpower.
Yeah, for sure. And clearing these ridges is horrific. Zoom, Instinct, Overwatch, keeping Salik and DeBoom safe. How are you going to cut that vision? I do not know. You need a nade, smoke, molly. This is where utility becomes king. Deep smoke goes out. Clib's looking. He's trying to find that pixel that's going to peek that ridgeline, but no one's given him it yet. Using the smoke well, but not well enough. It doesn't quite plume to deny Instinct the vision. The flash keeps him away. He's 3'd up. He's happy to be the man leading the charge. The molly and the smoke now. This is Exhalation holding the line perfectly, and there's no next layer. Rich, there's no next step. I think Exhalation might do this unless we see some of the big boys come out to play, and mxey's doing the best he can, but it's only a trade out, and the numbers, they favor Exhalation, but mxey doesn't care. That's a huge step up from him. He sees Zoom, and now it's just a 1v1. Taps away Zoom with a great connection. The mini looking real large in his hands. Hits the deck, looks to maybe just take a second for pace. Now the one bonus for mxey here, Rich. He can at least maybe get a res, but does he have the time on it?
The circle pushing on. We have to advance. No, instead he's going to spray down through the smoke. He realizes
Got a tag.
this position might be slightly advantageous to him. He can try and see if the smokes do run out on the side of Zoom. He's still got 4. This will
He's
have to
pushing.
keep moving. mxey is forced to go into this 1 versus 1 engagement.
Mexey's fighting.
He's got 2 smokes of himself. The molly's there. It'll force Zoom down. Spots him. Sprays him. Gets him. Liquid clutching up. Going into the fight with a man down. mxey stands strong and Liquid get a win on the board.
Must be nice to have a player like mxey who's going to pull that out for you. That was absolutely sick work from him.